If you're in your 30s and you've been telling yourself you'll get serious about retirement soon, tonight's life is where soon finally becomes now. Good evening, guys. This is Vladimir Nemchinov with InvestSteady.com. My wife and myself, we got to almost $700,000 in net worth within the last 12 years. I got from being a housekeeper to this much in net worth since I came to America as an immigrant. So, last life, we built your fully funded emergency fund. Tonight, you are on level 6. We are on level 6, the level where real wealth building actually starts. Investing 15% of your income into retirement. Here is something I want to say directly to everyone in their 30s watching tonight. You have not missed your window. But this is genuinely the decade where clock starts getting louder. Guys, this is very important. Time and compounding are the most underrated wealth tool in America. And you still have roughly 30 years or more until retirement age. This is more than enough time to build something real. The mistake is waiting even longer because every year you delay costs you. It costs you disproportionately more than it would have in your 20s, since there's simply less runway left for growth. Let's talk about number 15%. 15% of your income going toward retirement is the target at this level. And I want to break down exactly why that specific number. 15% is high enough to build genuine long-term security, but realistic enough that most households can actually sustain it for decades without feeling deprived. Here's the order of operation, and this matters more than almost anything else in this level. Getting it right, get it right, and you will never waste a dollar of this process. Step one. If your employer offers a 401k match, contribute enough to capture the entire match. No more, no less. For this first step, that match is an immediate guaranteed return on your money that you will not find anywhere else in the entire investing world. It is the single best deal available to you and me. Well, it's not available to me. If you are not getting your full match right now, that is very first thing to fix this week before anything else and this level. Go to HR, make sure that you put enough money to match. Step two, open and fund a Roth IRA. And if you are in your 30s without one yet, this is likely one of the biggest gaps in your financial plan right now. With Roth, you invest money you already pay taxes on, and it grows completely tax-free forever, including every single dollar you eventually withdraw in retirement. For most people in their 30s, this is one of the last stretches where your income tax bracket is still relatively favorable compared to where you'd likely headed later in your career. For this year, you can contribute up to $7,000 into Roth IRA. Actually, that was last year, I believe. $7,500 in Roth IRA if you qualify. The limit can change, so always check the current number before you contribute. This is, we're talking about 30s, right? If you're over 50, the number you actually have catch up. Step three, once your Roth is fully funded, go back to your 401k and add more. Continue to build toward the full 15%. 15% target across both accounts combined. So, for example, all right, let's say you have 15% to invest, 5% your company matches. So you put 5% into the match, all right, and the rest 10% you put into Roth IRA if it fits, right? If you can only contribute, let's say you make $100,000, right? So 10% would be 10,000. You will not be able to put that much unless you made it into Roth IRA because the The contribution limit is 7,500. So you put $7,500 into Roth IRA, and then the rest put into 401k. Inside these accounts, you are not picking individual stocks or trying to time everything, anything. You are using simple, low-cost mutual funds. You're using low-cost mutual funds. Okay, mutual fund is lots of companies all pulled together in one fund. So this way you diversify your risk. Okay. Uh, um, so there are some such thing as target date fund, but we don't go with those. We do not like those. We want something that outperforms market. And mutual funds, some of them outperform S&P 500 all day, every day. And we're talking about historically, not just over last year. Now let's talk about honest math for people in their 30s specifically, because the numbers here matter more with less time left to work with. So it's very important. You have less time to work than you had in your 20s. Myself in my 40s, I have even less time. So it's very important. So if you are 35 and invest constantly and consistently, you invest 15% of a solid household income until 65. That's 30 years of compounding growth. Still enough time to build a genuinely comfortable retirement. The person who starts at 35 and stays consistently will still end up dramatically ahead of person who waits until 45 to get serious, even with a smaller total window. This is very important, guys. Don't wait on this. Don't procrastinate. The time is fleeing. Let's address the anxiety I know a lot of people in their 30s feel here, comparing themselves to some imaginary version or where they think they should already be. It's easy to compare. It's easy to compare to other people. It's easy to compare to what magazines say, what Elon Musk makes, right? It's easy, but don't do that. Stop comparing your progress to strangers' highlight reel. We go on Instagram, we go on Facebook, and we were like, wow, somebody has 700,000 in a net worth, and we don't. This is not what it's all about. This is not why I'm sharing it. I'm sharing it to inspire you. If immigrant from another country whose English is not even first language can stand here and talk to you right now in front of the camera and not be afraid and share the experiences, surely you can do it. Most of you who are born here, who know the language, maybe don't know these things, just like I did not know. This is your opportunity to do better, right? And again, not better compared to somebody else, but better for yourself. Okay, so don't compare yourself to a stranger highlight reel. Start focusing entirely on getting this specific number, 15%. Running consistently starting now. Now let's talk about automating this, because consistency matters more than any clever strategy. Set your contribution to happen automatically from every single paycheck. Um, if 15% feels like a stretch right now with mortgage and kids in the picture, start with uh, what you can manage today. 15%, you should be at this level. You must put 15%. Okay, or then you have an income problem. If you make $2,000 a month and cannot make your ends meet, obviously you're not at this level. This is level number 6, where you put away money into retirement, 15% of your income. It must be done. So if you went through all the previous levels, you are there. You can do it. You have everything you need to get it done. Okay. So I don't want to hear about, oh, can I do 10%? No, it's 15%. Okay. So all right, let's talk about mindset shift. Mindset shift that traps people up at every age, but especially in your 30s when the stakes feel higher. The market will drop sometimes, and that is completely normal, not a sign something is broken. And this is one of the reasons it's beneficial to have somebody like myself that you can talk to. All right, because I will show you what market has done historically. after all the dips, after all the valleys. Historically, guys, it's growing 10 to 12% annually. Last several years, it was 20, over 20 percent return on the investment. This is crazy. It's not always like that, but historically, it's 10 to 12%. So when the market drops, you're not actually losing money unless you sell, and that's why you don't want to sell. You're simply buying shares at a discount while they're on the sale, right? So market dropped, buy shares. Do the same thing. Dollar cost average, same thing. Put it into your retirement, invest it, and this way, um, you will dollar cost average, and you will actually over a long time you will buy shares at a good price and maybe at the worst price. But it's not about timing the market. It's about being consistent. Um, your 30s are still an excellent time for the market to be down occasionally because you have decades left for it to recover and continue growing. Now, let's talk about catching up if you fell behind. If you feel behind. Because a lot of people in their 30s are starting this level later than they would like. And that's okay, guys. It's where you are. That's where, wherever you on the wealth game, this is where you are. So just stick to it. If you're behind, the answer isn't panic or chasing risky investments to catch up fast. The answer is simply starting the consistent 15% habit today and staying disciplined for the next few decades. Let's hit the biggest mistake 30 somethings make at this level. First mistake, leaving free 401k match money on the table because nobody ever explained how it actually works. It's free money, guys. It's free. Get it, get it, get it. Yes, it costs you something, but in the long run, it's your money and you doubling it by doing that. Mistake number two, feeling behind and trying to make up for lost time by chasing risky individual stocks or speculative investments instead of steady index investing, instead of investing in the mutual funds. That's that's another big mistake. People try to arbitrage, to just sell, buy. The time you spend on that is not worth it. Most statistically, most people who day trading or trying to trade like this, they underperform and then don't even compare with the market, which is S&P 500. Okay. So next mistake is funding a Roth IRA or 401k inconsistently instead of automating it so it happens every single paycheck without requiring willpower. It is very simple. Once you at this point in your budget, uh, create well, if I'm there and I'm helping you to create an account, you will automatically will put withdrawals, set them up, just like my account and my wife's account. It just withdrawing every month, and there is no delay. There's no problem. I don't think about it. Every month, it just goes into retirement. That's how it grows. It grows month after month. Well, last month it dropped. Um, Next mistake is panic selling the moment the market drops instead of holding through the dip and continuing to invest. Like I said, last month I had my net worth was 30,000 greater, right? So housing market fluctuates, right? Dropped, dipped a little bit, and the retirement also dipped because of all the political situation going on in America. Okay, so it dips by $30,000 overall. I mean, that's a big chunk. This is like 5% of my whole net worth, you know. But what am I doing? I'm just talking to you about this. It is what it is, guys. I'm keeping it. I'm only losing if I'm selling at the lower price, but I'm not. So next mistake is checking account balances daily and letting short-term market swings create constant unnecessary stress. Myself, I do it every month, but I am where I'm at emotionally. I'm not worrying about these drops. Okay, it have dropped before. It went up also before as well, and this is pretty cool to see it grow. So I'm gonna stick to it for next 30 years. Next mistake is pulling from retirement account early for non-emergency want. The tax penalty alone can undo years of careful growth in one decision. It's 10%, guys, tax penalty. Okay, so if you take it out, then you have to pay taxes on your 401k or your traditional IRA. And what happens? You give up half of it. Don't do it. Next mistake is prioritizing a nicer house, car, or lifestyle upgrade over hitting this 15% target consistently. So, a story from life. I was at Menards yesterday, and I was amazed how grand it is, how big it is, how many things are there. I'm not sponsored by Menards. I was buying some siding for one of the properties, and and I saw knives, copper knives, for 199 for two knives. So I got two packs, and I gave it to my wife. And since it's kind of cheaper to buy them to than to sharpen them, and she was like, "Oh, they're not cute." My wife, she's the cutest thing. She likes cute things, and same here. You can choose cuter car, cuter house, and is that worth your retirement? Is that worth your well-being financially? Yes, we can buy hundreds, we'll spend hundreds of dollars on knives. Would our life um, increase 50-fold if we use $100 knives than if we use $2 knives? I don't think so. There's a um, what's the word? There is the law of diminished return, right? So if you buy a house for $100, it's going to be super bad. If you buy it for $1,000, it's going to be better but bad. If you buy it for $100,000, it's going to be better, much better than $1,000 right house. If you buy $1 million house, it's going to be much greater. But how much actually in percentage your life increases? Will it increase 10,000 times? Probably not. So it diminishes. You can buy a $5 bajillion house, but I mean, you only use bathroom and the kitchen and the bedroom, living room the most. You don't need 50 bedrooms. So your life is not going to improve that much, but that's a law of diminished return. So next mistake is only one spouse investing for retirement while the household treats it as an individual goal instead of the shared one. So that's a big one. It's great. It helps if you're on the same page with your spouse. Um, so yeah. Next mistake is stopping retirement contribution the moment a new expense shows up instead of adjusting the budget elsewhere first. Um, so we have a budget, we have an emergency fund. We don't need to use or stop normally, stop investments. Yes, if you wipe 3 to 6 months of your budget of your emergency fund, okay, then when you think about, okay, what are we doing? Drastic measures. Let's stop contributing to the retirement for now. But it's not the first thing you go to for sure. So here's what actually looks like over time. A household that hits 15% consistently starting now will be in a dramatically stronger position at retirement age than one that waits even 5 more years to get serious. Guys, compounding the time is ticking. That gap only grows the longer this gets delayed, which is exactly why this level, more than almost any other in this series, rewards starting today over starting perfectly. Really, that's not true. Every level is like this, right? So you have level 1, level 2, level 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 10, 10. If you start them, this is your life, right? And if left to right, your life is here. You go from here to here, right? If you start level 1 here, that means you get to level 10 here, let's say. And if you start it here, you'll get to it here. But that could be retirement, that could be the end of life. So we don't know that. The sooner we start, the sooner we'll go through the steps, the sooner we'll get to it. Here, this is the first step where money compounds, and that's the benefit of that. So action step tonight: log into your 401k and confirm you're getting the full match. And if you don't have a Roth IRA yet, let me know. Let's open it this week and set up your first automatic contribution. Once retirement investing is automated and running at 15%, next life we move to level 7. Saving for the right down payment on a house, paying the right way instead of rushing into it. All right, guys. Um, this is the level where you stop just protecting what you have and start genuinely building wealth for the next 30 years. You have not missed your window, but this is the decade where consistency, starting today, matters more than it ever will again. Get your match, fund your Roth, automate the rest, and let time do what it does best. Fill out the Invest Steady client assessment form, link in the description. It takes 5 minutes and it's free. And it will tell you exactly what level you're on and what your next move should be. My name is Vladimir Nemchinov. Invest Steady, compound your net worth.